Just die! Little weakling! Get ready! Die! Here! I have blown you away!
Sitting here with a good friend of mine. He's a DJ. He's a up and coming DJ. He is a tattoo artist, a very, very amazing tattoo artist, and he is also a barber. And I mean, he's not 50 years old. Okay, he's not 40 years old. He's a very young man. But my good friend Austin Rojas, man, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
DJ Sk00t. What's up, man?
Stoned.
Good. That's how I want you to be, bro.
Oh yeah.
So what do you have going this morning, man? Where are you coming from?
My house. I was just working on music.
Yeah, what were you doing?
I was producing music and DJing and having a lesson from someone.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What's that about, dude? You were having a lesson, like he came to your house and shit, and he like
Oh no, I was just having a music lesson on this app. It's on my computer. It's called Zoom.
Oh yeah, what's that about?
Pretty much I could like FaceTime someone but also work on like music, and they could see like my computer screen and hear everything that I'm working on. And then they can tell me what I'm doing and still see what I'm doing.
Right, and you're chilling in your house.
Yeah, I'm chilling in my room, so I could like FaceTime you and work on music, and you can hear everything I'm doing clearly.
Dude, man, technology, bro. I mean, for me, man, you know, I mean, I'm a little older, so I didn't have this shit, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
what
Everything's better.
it's oh man, I mean, that's fucking insane, dude, that you could be in your living room or you could be in your bedroom and you can be doing your thing and some dude can be teaching you.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane.
Instead of going over to their house or wherever, having to wait, I guess. I don't know. It's way better.
Can we? Can I ask? Just I mean, just because curiosity, can I ask who was a teacher, or is that cool? Or
Oh yeah, his name is Infect.
Infect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man. And he's a DJ.
Yeah, he's a DJ and producer, mostly producer.
Oh, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah,
How long have you been doing that, man? How long have you been doing the DJ thing?
The DJ thing was probably, well, I had my first show last year in August.
Mm-hmm.
But I started working on music, producing in like 2016. But I didn't start taking it seriously till like last year when I started actually like DJing,
Mm-hmm.
so I could like play out my own music and stuff like that.
So basically, I mean, you're doing it, right? I mean, because I know I've checked out your Instagram, and I mean, you're in some places. You've done it.
Yeah, I played a couple of shows.
Yeah.
Like,
What's that like?
it's fun as fuck seeing like people like dancing to whatever you're playing or playing out. Yeah, it's cool hearing their like reaction. And then I played out like one of my songs, and it got a pretty cool like reaction. So hearing that is even better. Playing out your own music and people like dancing to it. That's a cool feeling, you know.
Hell yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, it's kind of cool that you have this professional or this guy who's very successful, kind of teaching you, man. Do you see I mean, it's cool. You see the improvement, right? I mean, you see.
Yeah, I see definitely the improvement. I met a couple of people who DJ, who are my friends in the scene, and they helped me out, and I definitely have seen like a major improvement on like my music. From when I first started, I didn't know like shit on how to do anything. Now I know how to do some things, and it's just way easier. I still suck at it, I think, but I mean, it's still, I feel like I'm not that good, but I mean, we all like start somewhere. Same thing with like tattooing in my room now, like at a shop. So now I started DJing in my room now, playing shows. So
Is that kind of how the barber thing started too? Did you start cutting hair prior to getting into like going to school?
Well, I got into barbering when I was in high school. I used to go to this barber shop in Long Beach called Hollywood's, and I used to get my hair cut by this guy named Drew over there, and pretty much I kept going through him throughout all high school. And one of the other guys there, his name was Jimmy. He opened up his own shop, and then pretty much my barber followed him there, and then I kept going to that shop, and then I just started getting into it more and more. And I was tattooing in high school, but just out of like my room, so I didn't even think I would tattoo in a shop. So I got into cutting hair. So out of high school, I went to barber college. I finished that in like 10 months, and then right after that, I started working at that shop. They gave me an opportunity to. So I was like, hell yeah! I started apprenticing there too when I was in barber school. So I got to learn how like everything like worked.
That's dope, man. So you started while you were going to barber school, you were also apprenticing.
Yeah, at the shop. So on the days I wouldn't go to school, I would go to the shop and just like help clean up, do towels, like make appointments for people, go get food.
Yeah.
Same stuff.
Not too long ago, man, I had a good friend of mine, Andrew, from Original Barber in here. And he was saying that there's a couple of different ways to go about getting into a barber, becoming a barber.
Yeah.
So you went the school way. That's the way he went.
Yeah, school is definitely the way to go. I've seen people just like apprentice, like
right.
in the shop.
That's what he said was the other way.
Yeah, I think you can do that too, but I don't really know how that works with getting like your license after that point.
He explained it in the podcast. It's basically, I mean, you have to have so many hours under somebody with a license, and
yeah, you always have to be there.
Yeah. But so you went to school too, man.
Yeah, I went to school. That was fun. You could just like show up whenever you want, but the teacher knew I was serious, so he kept handing me haircuts and stuff in there, even though there would not be like really anyone doing anything. He would just always like hand me and like other people like haircuts too, like who were like more serious. Yeah, and I finished really fast. So then after that, I started getting more clientele like in the shop. But like as soon as I started cutting hair, probably in like a couple months, so I graduated like barber college in like 2015. So then that was in like June. So like right as I started doing that, I met my bad. Edit that part out. But no, so how I met all the guys at the tattoo shop. So my dad, he worked with Primo, the owner of the shop. He worked with his brother-in-law. And so in high school, he told me just to go check out the shop, and like as soon as they open, and just like check it out, see if they needed help. But they already had an apprentice at the time, so I didn't really like bother to go back to that shop. But I got
who was the apprentice back then, Danny?
Oh yeah, Danny was the apprentice. Yeah,
okay.
So
because I just had Danny. I had Danny in here recently. From because he he's in the straight shooter.
Yeah.
So he was in
with them doing it
with them dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I pretty much like, yeah, Danny was there. So I got tattooed a couple of times by Danny when he was apprentice. I let him do I think like this dagger on me, and then like shading like my knee and stuff. So then I just kept telling like Primo and like Ernie that I like tattooed. I would go in a couple times. I showed them like the ones I do on my leg, and then I didn't go back for a while. And then I think right after I graduated like barber college, I just went back just to see like if they had an apprentice, and they had another person. Because Danny wasn't there, and they had another apprentice, and I guess they didn't like him. And then the day after I went to the shop, Primo hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, "Oh, come in." He's like, "I want to like talk to you and stuff." So then I went over there, and he offered me to be the apprentice. They didn't like the other one. So yeah, I just like took the opportunity. So after that point, I started taking tattooing more seriously. I started like taking more like half days from the barber shop, like going there from like.
But
11.
you were working at a barbershop. You were.
Yeah, I was at a shop. I was at the 1246. That's what it was called in Long Beach.
Okay.
1246 for like, I forgot how long. It was for a good minute, and then my like mentor in like barbering, like Drew, he opened up his own shop that was like also in Long Beach. No, I went to another shop actually, and they opened up a second like 1246, but it was called something else. I forgot the name, but that was in Lakewood, so I was there for a couple months, and then after that, I went back to Long Beach. I started working at Drew's shop called Electric Empire for like a couple months, and that was cool. But they always knew I tattooed before I even got into like cutting hair. So when I told them that I wanted to like get more serious into like the apprenticeship, they were super cool about it. They knew I always wanted to do that. So when I like left, they weren't like mad about it. They said I could go back if I wanted to cut hair. But so I always like keep my barber stuff like up to date just in case I want to do good.
Yeah, man. I think you're an
Yeah.
amazing barber, dude. I mean, I personally, I've gotten my hair cut by you, and I know a lot of the guys at the shop get their haircuts by you. When I say shop, if anybody out there, if I ever refer to anything as the shop, it more than likely means my old tattoo parlor, and that's where Austin works with Ernie and Primo and Koji over there.
All good artists.
All amazing
Get tattooed
artists.
by any one of them.
Every one of them is an amazing artist. You guys have heard me before. They're in Lomita. Off of Western, and it's my old tattoo parlor. You guys can check them out on all social media. So you're basically you're going to barber, you're cutting hair at a shop, and then you're apprenticing.
Yeah, I was going to the barber shop like from 11 to 2, and then like 3 till whenever the tattoo shop closed. So I would do half days. I started losing more clientele because all my clients were like after they get out of work to cut their hair, so like later on in the day. So it's more of just like I would just be there for a couple hours, waste gas. But it was still cool. I'll still cut hair. I love like being there and being at the shop. But I knew like tattooing was just like the thing I wanted to do. So I just like did that full time. Just started apprenticing. I was already like somewhat tattooing, but I just still like apprentice and still.
And how long did you apprentice? Like technically, I mean, how long did you?
I don't know. Probably like 2 years.
2 years. So 2 years of that of cutting hair.
No, it was only a couple months, and then it was just kind of just like
you went full time apprentice.
Yeah. So I was like a couple months, and then full time apprentice for like 2 years.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So you still cut hair though, right? Once in a while.
Yeah, I'll cut at the shop in like the morning before it opens and after.
Yeah. That's dope, man. So who did you apprentice under?
Well, Primo asked me to be the apprentice there, but I just learned from everyone. I feel like
you sort of got a
I didn't want to stay with like because everyone's really good in their own way. So it's kind of like
absolutely
you want to take everyone's knowledge.
Absolutely. Who are some of the artists that really you've been really influenced by in the tattoo world?
Probably like one of the main ones when I first started, because I was into like watching all those like tattoo shows and stuff, but it was definitely Dan Smith.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he works at Captured in Tustin. But yeah, he was definitely a heavy inspiration on me. That's why I love doing traditional tattoos, and it's my style.
Yeah, definitely
traditional. So yeah, that definitely helped out in inspiration and definitely wanting to start tattooing for sure.
I think that's a great person to look towards, man. I mean, because
Definitely, I mean, more like older artists as well. But that was like someone who
right. Somebody
when
when you were coming
younger.
up and looking into it, you know, that was somebody that you looked at.
Yeah, for sure. But definitely like learning about like older artists for sure. Definitely like made me want to get into more traditional, like more, I don't know, just how they look over time. Even with just like black and gray, it looks amazing. Traditional looks amazing.
Those
Just the bold lines.
the bold
Yeah,
lines,
my
you know?
favorite.
Yeah, it's timeless, man.
Yeah, for sure.
timeless tattoos. So I want to talk a little bit more about the DJing, man. I'm just fascinated by it. I mean, it trips me out. I mean, you do realize that you kind of have like 3 different careers going.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to all focus on one because sometimes I feel like I post more music stuff than I do tattooing, and I feel like I'll be like slacking on one thing, but it's kind of like I like to focus on like everything and not just one thing. I didn't really like to like limit myself on like what I like doing.
Yeah.
I guess I like to like stay more like busier because literally after work I'll just come home and work on music.
Right.
I don't do like anything else.
And how long has that been going on? I mean, how long has it been that much of a passion to you? I mean,
Well, ever since I was little, I started playing drums and being in bands, and throughout middle school and high school I was always in bands with friends, and we would always just try to record stuff, and I was like the only one. My dad had like a Mac computer, so we just used GarageBand, and I would buy mics and try to like record stuff. So the producing part of it has always been like interesting to me, and like trying to make everything sound good. And so pretty much like I was trying to record bands. I'd always like try to make our stuff sound good, and always hard. But then like being in a band, everyone has to be like in it and stuff, and it was always hard, especially being
like
in a band
to motivate the people, like your bandmates, like the dudes.
not to be motivated, but just like it was hard to like
get everybody in at the same time.
yeah, and like pay for, especially for live instruments, it's definitely harder to get cleaner recordings and get someone to like take you like seriously. And
what kind of music was it?
It was like metal, like jet metal. Well, I was like into punk, like really, really heavy. So like my first like bands were just straight like punk music, like Descendants, like Black Flag type of stuff. And then I started getting into, I always been into like Slipknot, so like heavy drumming and stuff like that's always been like more influencing.
So
to
you
me.
were